Hello everyone, welcome back to Strategic Command World War One. I'm Paradox Gamer playing. This is the second turn, and we now have some points that we can spend. Just a little bit for the Ottomans, but they're actually not mobilized yet, so that doesn't really matter. So we see we got 378 for Germany and 258, sorry, for Hungary, Austria-Hungary. Now, some of the most important things, we have only limited amount of points, so we need to figure out what do we want to do with it. I think getting the two headquarters east is a high priority, because without headquarters the units will not really function that well. So that's my #1 priority. I would also like to get this artillery unit here up to full strength, because we're going to need it in the defense here in the west. Potentially also the bombers. But they're quite expensive. I would like to get some diplomacy going for Bulgaria. We can see that they are at 34% right now. And why do we want Bulgaria? We want Bulgaria because Bulgaria is down here. They can go in to Serbia from the other side, basically. And that would be crucial. So I think that's a priority, to get Bulgaria in as fast as possible. But that will be for the Austrians to do, to sink some points in that. Let's do that right away so we don't forget it. Diplomacy, go for Austria-Hungary, and dump 50 points into Bulgaria. And then in the coming turns we'll dump all the chits in there. But for this turn, just one is fine. Right, so if we go to the purchase tab, we can see whatever we have in production. As we can see, the Austrians don't really have that much. They have a few ships, one artillery unit, and some fighters coming all next year. The Ottomans don't have anything. And then as for Germany, we have a lot of stuff coming soon. As we can see here in September, October, we do have 3 army corps coming out, and a headquarter, and some ships. You can see there are 2 subs down there, and some airships, I believe they're called. And then down the line we have some artillery, railgun and regular artillery also coming in, plus some fighters and a lot of ships. Now with all these ships that we get here and the ships that we have, we actually don't need to build any ships at all in this game. This will be quite enough. So we don't have to put points into that, at least. Right, so as we can see, this guy survived. I will just pull him back and reinforce him later on, and no great harm was done. So that's a thing. We got some extra reinforcements for the Austrians. They will need them for sure. And we got Hindenburg. And I have to remember to get these guys off of Memel. Let's do that right now. We can transport them out. It will cost us 14 points, which is, it is what it is, I guess. We'll just move them to Danzig. There we go. Right. Not sure I will be able to hold Allenstein. I need the headquarter up in Königsberg. Can it reach Königsberg? It cannot reach Königsberg. Okay, I will just move von Hindenburg forward, and then hopefully next turn I can get him into Königsberg. Do we want to put this detachment over here just to protect him? I don't know yet. We'll figure that out next turn. But these guys will need to start digging in. And this is a new feature, the entrenchment feature. You can choose how many sides do you want to dig. For these guys, I think 2 sides is enough. Let's see. No, they're gonna need 3 sides. These 3 sides here. So let's get that rotated down. Yeah, so these 3 sides will be dug. And this guy will need 2 sides. So that will be there. Alright. The game is actually suggesting that right off the top, so it's doing a pretty good job of that. Let's entrench these three. There we go. These guys are already in fortifications, so nothing is needed in that regard. These guys in Katowice, they should probably dig in. Let's do 3 sides and then rotate it up like that. Is that correct? No, oh, sorry. 3 sides like that. We'll keep the cavalry behind. Start moving these guys down there. Now let's get the headquarters up. This is also a priority. That will cost us 30 points apiece. So we're going to need one around here. We're going to need one down here as well, which will be this one. Oh, that's only 27. Let's put that there. So we have the 4 headquarters that we need in Eastern Prussia. Now let's start moving the units as far as we can. The cavalry moving fast, and then just move the infantry up. There's no way we can spare the points for doing the rail transport, so we're just going to move them manually. It will take a few turns for them to actually get over there. There we go. Okay. Right, I think that's it for the east. Let's move to the west and start digging in here as well. Just 2 sides, I think, is enough. There and there. And we're gonna move the reinforcements down here. And these guys will get back to full strength. Let's get the artillery up to full strength as well. And we need to start digging in some of the other units as well. So just 2 sides here, yes. Strasbourg is 1 side. There. And this one will dig in 2 sides. Alright. How much is this gonna cost? Let's see, that would cost 31. I think we'll wait with that. Okay, so let's so we have 165 points left, and I will use them for some research. I would very much like to get infantry weapons started as soon as possible. We already have artillery weapons, airship development, and industrial tech going. I want eventually everything here, but we have to choose one. I think infantry weapons is it's going to be 1 here, 125. That leaves me with 40 points, which I believe we will save up for next turn. The Austrians. So we are going to need this headquarter to shift places with this guy. And he will start digging in. Stanislav will start digging in. We're probably gonna need the cavalry up here. And they can also start digging in. We'll start digging in these guys. And where do we want the line to go? Just here, maybe? Yeah, I think this is going to be it. They can dig in for 2 sides. Tano will dig in for 3. Gonna rotate it there, I think. 1, 2, 3, yeah, like that. And the cavalry here will dig in just 1 side there. So we have linked up Krakow with Przemysl and down to Stanislav. These guys will just dig in for themselves down here. Three sides, maybe? Like that. And same goes for the cavalry here. Okay. I think this is the best I can do. I'm just going to have to try and hold this line as best as possible. Let's move down here. We did spend the points on Bulgaria, so now I want to move this guy out of the way, obviously. Get him back there. We need these guys in Sarajevo, but before I can put them in there, I need them at full strength. That will cost me 18, that's fine. And we can get some extra units down here, so let's start attacking Belgrade. Moving them out of the way. Getting the reinforcements forward. Take another shot. Looks like we're going to get Belgrade. There we go. Move these guys in. And I guess we will just get these guys back to full. And I still have some points. We can wait with these guys. Get this one over there. So we might want to get some research going. I think we just have enough for infantry weapons as well. Let's do that. And that's all I have, basically. Let's just do the Turks. What we want here is to move these guys down. Let's see, we want them outside Damascus and one in Amman. Oh, they're moving quite slowly here. So this one's in place. This one will go to Amman, and then we have the partisan situation under control. Up here, I think we want these guys in Rizi. And if they can start digging in there, that would be nice as well. Yeah, something like that. Put these guys in Erzurum. And put these guys back in Gallipoli. Alright. I think that's it. We have no points left, and we have pretty much moved what we want to. As we can see, we still have the Germans halfway across. They will start arriving in the next turn and the turn after that. And once they're there, then we will start offensive operations against the Russians for the Germans, while the Austrians keep their defensive posture for a while. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Let's go for the intended turn. Serbian morale falls due to the loss of Belgrade, and Serbia moves the government to Niš. You can see why I want Bulgarian here. Baron Conrad von Wangenheim, our ambassador to the Ottoman Empire, reports from Constantinople that the Ottoman army is not yet ready for war, and that large sums of money will need to be spent on it to bring it up to an acceptable standard. Improving the Ottoman army will cost 200 points and 50 points a turn for 4 turns. In return, the Ottomans will be able to provide Lehman von Sanders with the logistical support necessary to take the field. Would you like to provide funds to improve the Ottoman army? I don't think we have a choice. This is just something we have to do. But that's another 50 points for 4 turns for the Germans. We already have 50 points per turn for 4 turns from Lindenberg. So this is gonna cost some points for us, but we have to do it. The Polish Supreme National Committee are offering their services in our fight against Russia, and Józef Pilsudski is proposing to raise a Polish legion for service in our army. Given the number of likely Polish volunteers, these volunteers would form half-strength detachment which could deploy at Kosice in September 14. Would you like to approve raising this Polish unit? It's just costing 30 points for per turn for 2 turns. Where is Kosice? I don't remember. But it's only a detachment. But okay, let's do it. Bulgaria takes an increasing interest in events in Serbia. The Ottomans welcome the arrival of the Goeben at Constantinople. And France increases its arm production in the southwest. French mobilization continues. There we go. It means they are getting extra units. Siberian and Turkestan units arrive in Moscow. German mobilization continues as well. They are unfortunately coming in the west. Six army corps. And we get more Austro-Hungarian mobilization units arriving in front of my front lines again. That's just so stupid. One of the units are off. So we can see we are spending 50 on Hindenburg and 50 on the Ottoman Empire. So we only have 328. And we're also spending money for the Austrians, so 132. Not a lot of points in the beginning. I expect the Russians to come in full force in this turn. We're taking Memel, of course, and Johannesburg, which I gave up voluntarily. Now we have that Austrian unit in front of my lines, could get destroyed. Attacking Mulhausen Fortress, French. It's holding. Yeah, not a problem. Took 1 damage. Here comes the Russians attacking this Austrian unit in front. Let's see if it survives. They can bring in a number of troops to keep hitting it. And the only rescue is if it actually retreats, which it doesn't, so it's gone. Now the French keep attacking near Luxembourg. They seem to like this spot a lot. It's a good thing that I have my artillery there. And I'm actually pushed back into Luxembourg itself. Enemy contact near Allenstein in the east. Heavy losses to the Russians there. And the Serbians are counter-attacking into Belgrade. That's not going to work. Now the French are moving into that empty spot, which we are going to retake, obviously. And I got some fresh units there, so I can just get a couple more units down if I need it from the newly mobilized units. Oh, the French are digging trenches in that spot. The Russians are also digging trenches across from mine. French mobilization continues. And Russian mobilization continues. All right. Yeah, that's 6 cores destroyed. Now, the enemy may launch a naval blockade to stop neutral shipping bringing goods to our shores. If we do not engage the enemy fleets carrying out such a blockade, then our people will go hungry, and this could lead to disorder as their morale falls. There are 2 areas where the enemy can place ships to enforce the blockades. The most effective one is between Scapa Flow and Norway. They can also enforce a blockade between Scotland and Iceland, but this is less harmful to us because it's easier for our merchantmen to slip through the patrols in this area. Note, placing minefields or our own naval forces on these locations is not recommended, as it will also impede the flow of merchant shipping and therefore reduce our national morale. Okay, that was it. So, right, I think we'll put in another break here, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye bye.